Hello and welcome to the Gay and Straight Talk podcast. I'm Jonathan,
I'm Paul.
and today we are unearthing another raft of lovely, delicious questions. Basically, the concept of our podcast, if you're new here, is that we dissect common comments and public opinion from a straight perspective and a gay perspective. So now, oh gosh, we've got a doozy one now. Mental health, emotions, and masculinity. The first one to cover, um, um, should men cry in public? I don't think it's an essential thing
I'm
to
gonna say
do.
just cry. Like I
Just
need to go
cry,
and get
cry,
bread.
cry now.
On my way to get bread and just start crying.
Well, that's a bit of a stupid question, I think. I mean, I think you can. I think it's probably healthy to express an
It's
emotion,
not good to keep it locked in, but I don't know why I'd be crying in
but
public.
I wouldn't. I think wailing in public is a little bit much.
Yeah, on your knees, bawling in tears in the middle of town because you dropped your pasty from Greg's. Then that'd be a bit
No,
much.
there was a guy when I lived in Manchester. I think I mentioned it previously. I had an apartment on Canal Street. The sash windows open. It was summer, and I heard this massive wail from outside. And basically, a couple had broken up, and the guy that had said, "Right, we're over," and walked off. And the other guy just said,
He
"No!"
dropped to his knees.
No, he literally
No.
threw himself onto the floor and threw his phone along the road. And was like, "Ah!" And he did that for like 2 minutes, making such a scene. And then someone came around and said, "You okay?" And, yeah. And then they got up, picked his phone up because his battery had
The
detached from
day
his
when the
phone.
batteries and backs had come off phones. Yeah.
And then walked off. I saw him snogging another bloke that night.
Brilliant.
So he soon got over that.
Yeah,
And I was
rebounded.
just like, what? What? No.
I mean, to be honest, if I saw a dude crying in public, I would ask, "What's wrong?" I couldn't walk past it unless
I've conduited a situation with the pub blokes to cry because it's really weird because as you're a barman, you're like their therapist.
yeah, that's you are.
And then I'll ask questions. I mean,
See, if someone who looked like you was crying in public, I would ask what's wrong. But if I saw someone
mm,
who looked like maybe it was related to drugs or alcohol, I
mm,
wouldn't.
I don't think I've ever cried in public. I would say not as an adult.
I nearly did
Really?
recently. I
Wow.
was because
But you got your bill at Waitrose.
yeah, that was it. It was because I
The
paid.
cash
It's because I paid
out.
180 quid for a toothbrush.
He did get it discounted from 500 there.
Did got 64% off. No, well, I've got terrible health anxieties. Like anything that's wrong with me, I don't think I'm gonna die. I accept I'm going to
Have you
die.
actually organised your funeral plan?
No, but my line manager was telling me about what he's done, and basically they just collect you wherever you've dropped,
Oh, the direct cremation.
and yeah, pretty much, and you just sort of get cremated, and then you put into like
pot.
a pot, yeah, and
Do
then
you get to choose the pot?
I don't know if you choose the pot, but you choose the plant,
Oh,
and then they
right. Is it a plant pot?
yeah, and it's like you can plant a tree. It could be, it could be for a tree, it could be for a house
Oh.
plant, or God knows what. And it's about one and a half grand or something. And
Yeah.
they just pick you up and drop you off.
I think I saw it for like £1,049.
Yeah, you just can't go and visit the person in the chapel of rest, though. That was the sort of
Yeah, there's no sort of funeral corsage or anything like that. So basically, you have a wake. I'd much prefer, in fairness, rather than spend 6 to 8 grand on a funeral procession, I'd much prefer to send Rob off to go and get him cremated and then have a party and spend like, right, it's 5 grand behind the bar, loves.
yeah, exactly. Let's celebrate the life instead of just making an event out the day when the person it's about can't even benefit from it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, but when I working behind the bar, I've had guys starting to get tearful when you're talking about stuff, and then because the thing is, a lot of people don't ask the questions, but people want you to ask the question.
Yeah,
So I'm sort of like, oh, wow, what about that? And then suddenly it's like, are you okay? And the moment you say, "Are you okay?" then it starts. It's like,
yeah.
and it's just like, and then, like I'm holding back my masculinity, and then they go to the toilet, and then
Yeah, get rid of the snivels. But no,
yeah.
as I was saying, my health anxieties always get the better of me. And I've had this lump in my mouth for a while. like for say a good couple of months, and it's under my tongue. It's a big lump, and it sometimes affects my tongue and affects the way I speak. It's not been a fun ride with it. It hurts sometimes. They think now it's just a stone that's
Mm.
blocking saliva ducts. So I might have to have an operation on it to get it out. Don't really care. I've got to go to Liverpool soon to have a dye injected in the base of my mouth so they can do a radio imaging scan to find where it is.
Right.
But whilst it was not diagnosed, I assume it's the worst thing in the world.
Right.
Went to this maxillofacial unit thing as an appointment, and they had a good rummage around. And she's like, "I can't stimulate your saliva gland on that side." She did it on the other side. I was drooling everywhere. And she's like, "But we've seen the X-rays. There's nothing sinister there. We've just got to figure out what it is." But then words, I was like, "Oh, thank God for that," and I felt relieved. But then when I left and I'm walking to go back to the car, I could feel it. Like I wasn't feeling sad, but because I'd been so stressed and I could let go of the stress,
Massive release.
yeah, it was like, oh, and I could feel like I was about to go. And I'm like, what are you doing? You can't cry. Like I was telling myself I can't cry here because I didn't expect to be crying.
Yeah.
So I got out of the sort of main waiting area and I was like, whew, that was close. And then I get onto another wing because I always park in the staff car park
Yeah.
at the main hospital because I'm not paying for parking. So I always do this trick with the intercom, which I'll teach you away from here.
Yeah.
And I just kept telling myself, you can cry, but get in your car first. And then I like nearly burst into tears twice on the way to the car. And then I got in the car, never happened and hasn't happened since.
Wow.
Because it was just that release, like you say, it just felt like I needed to,
Mm.
So I've nearly done it, like in the past month. And it's the only time, I can't remember another time where I've cried in public or gone to cry in public.
I don't think.
When alcohol's been involved, yeah.
No, even with alcohol. No. I think the last time I cried, probably about 12.
What?
Mm,
Mate, I was watching an episode of Scrubs last night. I was
mm.
sat there with me chicken and
Actually, watching, I think when I was 12, and it was an episode of Fame when Bruno's dad dies.
well done for ruining it.
Yeah,
People haven't seen it by now.
Yeah, the TV series has been out for over 40 years.
Yeah. Ruined. I was saving that.
I've ruined it. Yeah, I think it was 12 watching Fame, and that was it.
No, I mean, I cried.
When my grandfather died, when my grandmother died, no, nothing. Relationships broken up, no.
Wow. Oh, I must be terrible then.
Well,
must
no, I
feel
think
it.
maybe you're more in tune with your emotions. I'm sort of probably.
Well, yeah, I'll let it out if it needs to come out, apart from in the hospital, because I want it to be like, that's the point, and it's the public thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I'll tell you what I can't watch:
What?
DIY, SOS, Big Build. If I watch that, I cry.
Really?
Do you know? Because it's going to sound silly, but the
You're
world's just
easily to be manipulated then by the TV production because that's what they're looking for.
yeah, but the world's nasty. So Big Build, it's a bunch of local builders who volunteer their time. Yes, their name of the business goes on the credits, but they volunteer the time to help someone who's in need. And I just I love that spirit. And then when it's all done, and then that person's thanking them every time. If I want to cry, bang, DIY, SOS, Big Build, without fail, because I will always cry at them episodes. And I'm proud of it. Don't care if I get mocked for it.
Wow.
Love it. But Scrubs got me yesterday.
Scrubs.
Yeah, I'm rewatching Scrubs. So what was it? It was the episode where JD's dad had died. And there's a part where Dr. Cox tells him that he's proud of him, and then the camera sort of just goes on, and he's, you can tell that he's sad,
Yeah.
and he can also tell it meant a lot. And it was like, because I get so invested.
All right, then.
I just felt myself welling up, and I was like, nope, all right, cool, I'll just carry on eating my chicken.
Gosh.
Yeah, I cry a lot, but not in public.
Wow.
Yeah, just I don't feel the tears come down, but I feel my eyes well up.
Wow.
Yeah, happens quite often.
My gosh.
Yeah,
Well, I say no.
I don't mind.
I don't mind not crying.
But that's crazy. 12 years old.
That's the last time I cried.
Now I've cried obviously when my best friend died. I've cried afterwards just thinking about it. It'll be his 10-year anniversary, and I guarantee you when it is, I'll cry.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's. I'm always prepared for the worst. So when it doesn't happen, if something really bad happened, then maybe that I hadn't been prepared for.
Yeah, I
That
always think the
might,
worst is going to happen, but
yeah.
then I can feel the tears of relief when the worst
But
doesn't
I
happen.
mean, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's, yeah. I d-
But I'm not crying because, like I say, I've dropped, food in public, or I'm not going
Mm,
to cry if, a girl dumps me in public. I'm not going to like that. Like the
yeah,
image I've got in my head is in the middle of town.
yeah,
Like if somebody was just there crying, just
yeah.
stood there, and it'd be like, oh, well, what's happened to this person?
Yeah, I
Why?
mean, I
Why?
think if anyone was crying and they were emoting like that, then obviously you go and see if you can help.
Yeah, I always do.
Uh,
Except if they look like they're on drugs, or.
yeah, then it's
But if someone's there and they don't look too wild and out, I'll always go over and ask.
yeah. But I think maybe I'm just overly, maybe I'm emotionally in tune, or maybe emotionally retarded. I don't know, but I just, I can, I've I've been a conduit for people to cry.
Oh god, yeah, that's
Where I've asked the questions, well, asked the awkward questions where they don't want to. Let's say no one else would feel a bit awkward asking. It's just like when someone says, "Oh, I've been diagnosed with cancer," rather than me going, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And obviously, you feel like, "Oh, sorry, what cancer?" Because then they can discuss it
mm,
and they can talk about it, where people go, "Oh my god, how you feel?" Oh, and then that's just like, well, that's no fucking use to them.
no.
That so just ask them, "All right, what cancer? Where is it? What treatment are you going through?" Um, and then you make it's an analytical thing where they say, "Oh right, yeah, there's this, then this," and then I think when they can discuss that, right, the treatment plan is that, and then they say they have like, well, I've got a shared experience of like this friend or this client had that, and this is the treatment they went through, and they've had the all clear, and this is how they did it, and so like you have chemo, you have radiotherapy, you have the gene therapy, and all that sort of thing, and being able to talk it on an analytical basis, like it's it's refreshing for them.
Because they're usually speaking with emotion on
Emo-
emotion, whereas you're coming with a plan.
well,
Like
it's not a plan. I'm not a cancer surgeon. I did date one, but
Tibor.
it's well, yeah, T-ball, the mint with the hole. So, but it's I'm more along those lines. And if someone's relationship's broken up, oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm not very good when people come to me telling me about relationship breakups. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do because they're obviously just looking to vent and moan about it, maybe. But I'm a bit like you. I see the analysis of it. I
uh,
don't.
yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was like, how are you feeling?
Yeah,
Relieved mainly.
yeah. But well, have you ever seen that clip online? It's brilliant, and it's there's a guy like with his girlfriend,
Mm,
and he's got phoned a friend on like loudspeaker or on FaceTime,
right.
and he's phoning to say that it's not his girlfriend anymore, it's his fiance.
Oh,
And he
right.
phones his friend and he goes, "I just want to let you know that me and Kelly,
I no longer.
she's no longer my girlfriend." And he's like, "Oh my god, oh my, that's great news, dude. She was a bitch. She was." And he's like, "No, no, 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 no. She's my fiance." He's like, "Oh," but it's so authentic. Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah.
That pub thing though, that's true. When you go in and you chat and the barman becomes your
yeah.
therapist. Because I did bar work for years, but at the same time, it's when pints were cheaper as well. It
Mm.
must if someone's going out, it's almost the same as paying for therapy because how
It is.
expensive
It
the
is. I
drinks
mean,
are.
a round of drinks for four people is like 30 quid. And if you've got someone ordering like two large glasses of wine, then it's 40.
Mm.
And that leads us on to another question: do men really need therapy,
Do after buying them drinks.
or just better mates? I think.
No, we'll save that one because the discussion of therapy is a longer conversation, I think.
I've been through therapy. I've been in therapy.
I've had it a few times, but it's more because it's gonna sound crazy, but when you do a certain line of work and something happens in that line of work, you're then mandated to do the therapy.
Mm.
And I've worked in a certain type of work where
Yeah, I
when
mean,
bad things would happen, you would then have to have this mandated therapy.
is it the 10 1 hour sessions, 10 50-minute
Yeah,
sessions? Yeah.
and you always had to do them until the therapist signed you off as well. And
Oh,
it,
they don't have the sign off thing anymore,
oh,
because we had a
well,
therapy.
it was about 15 years
We
ago.
had a therapy center which we sold in 2020, and because my husband's a psychotherapist, among other things, um, and we dealt with the 999, sort of like fire service, police, and ambulance, and if they'd had an extreme thing, then they it was 10 sessions. That was it.
Yeah.
There was nothing extra. I mean, you sent the report and said that we'd recommend further, and no, that's we can only afford 10.
Mm,
That was it. 10 50-minute sessions. That was it. So right, you're going to fix now. It does. Therapy doesn't work like that.
no.
Some of the models do work in their way. So, well, we'll break you down and build you up and blah blah blah, and it'll take this time if you do the work. Well, it's like what? But I've been through therapy. When I had a breakup with someone, and I thought it really helped me and it was 2 sessions. That was it,
Mm,
and it realigned everything, and it made me really think. Yeah, actually, probably been looking at this in the completely wrong way,
yeah.
and then I went for the second one just for the catch up, and then it was right. I'm done now.
Fair enough. Mm.
So
Well, like I said, we'll save that. In
right.
fact, we'll do it next because that could be a longer chat.
Right. Okay. So leading on, is
What was the
it?
main question? Was it
It was like
crying in public?
it came under like a heading. So it's like, should men play in public? So do men need therapy? But and then is it sort
Oh,
of?
right. So they've sent multiple
So it
questions.
was like it came under the same heading. So
Right.
we can do the therapy thing as a separate one. So stay tuned. Link and so like and subscribe. Shit. And say right now it's saying, are gay men better expression emotion than straight men? No,
No, I don't think they are because I think they're
I don't
more.
think it makes any difference if you're gay or straight. I think some guys are really good at emoting, gay or straight.
Well, I've just taught I cry all the time. So.
Me as a gay man, I I can show my frustration if I like to have a situation where I like to glide.
Yeah.
So my life is a gliding experience. So having a pub, not a very good gliding experience because you're dealing with drunk people that don't follow the regimented rules of how they should be acting in my world. Um, so and I say my life is quite sort of I like things to be organized and straightforward and analytical. So I want to have everything is in its box. I'll never be late.
Don't start me on
I
that.
won't be late. Have to be on time.
Yep.
Rob is a bit more flexible. He has flexi things. So when I need to be somewhere and he doesn't see the importance on it unless I've really I need to be here.
Get your shoes on.
But then if I say that, then it says, I'm not a child. And it's just like, okay. So, then I said, right. So the situation is the car engine's going to be running and we're going to be sat in the car at this time. And then when I put that parameter, then he knows that, like, getting the coat on, cleaning your teeth, getting your shoes on, and being out in the car at that precise time rather than I need to be somewhere at this
Yeah,
time.
so instead of saying we need to be there for 11, it's we're in the car with the engine running, seatbelts on for this time.
We will be driving off the drive at this time. So if I put that parameter in, that works. Whereas I say, right, we'll be leaving at 10:30, and it's just like 10:40,
Oh, no.
and he's still
I don't do
timed as
lateness.
latest.
I was talking to a friend about lateness because they've got time blindness, which I struggle with the term. because people are always late, they're
Or
never
just
early, so it's
learn how to tell the time.
um, and yeah, I just think, there's no excuse for lateness. I hate lateness. It's a free thing you can do.
Mhm.
So if you do worry that you do struggle with time, well, start prepping earlier.
Mm.
Do it earlier, get ready earlier, go earlier, and
Mm.
be there early.
Mm.
And if you've got to wait an hour, at least you're on time.
Yeah.
I'd rather people work with that because I can't. I get so frustrated at lateness. I
Well,
was going to be late. It was it was last week. I was on the motorway and there'd been an accident. So while I was stuck in the traffic, I get my work phone out, made sure my engine wasn't running so I could use my phone because that's the law, and just emailed the guy just like, I'm stuck in traffic on the whatever road. Estimated time at the minute is past.
yeah, because
I hate the idea of me being late and somebody
and
not
yeah,
being
yeah, I
aware.
have to communicate that. So if there's like an interview or I have a meeting, I will always be there early.
Yeah.
I won't be necessarily breathing down someone's neck. I may even wait in the car for to do so. But it sort of this morning I was reading a Reddit post because that's my go-to like calming thing. Rather than doom scrolling TikTok, I
Yeah.
flick through Reddits and listen to people's or read people's stupidity. And there was this woman saying, "Am I the idiot or
Yes.
the arsehole?" No, in fairness. Her boss, she'd been sent to this award ceremony. It was like overnight stay because she was receiving an award. So, and then they were saying, "Oh, we're sending two other subordinates with you." They didn't work in her department. It's their first. What they've both been in the job for about. One's an intern and one's been there for a year. About I think one's 22, one's 24. The 24-year-old never been on a plane before. So they'd asked lots of questions. Oh, what should I wear? And it had like it was like a cowboy theme. So they were like planning their outfits and things like
Sort of
that.
award show is
You
this.
know that for like the meet and greet, they were doing a cowboy thing. Where
Ugh.
it was just like, oh god. I said, well, most people just like sort of like do it as a
Is
casual
there
thing.
anyone on earth who enjoys corporate
No,
events that do these types of
no.
things? And
So anyway, they planned their outfits and everything. Got on their plane and everything. Got there. The young, the 24-year old, they're not, that's not young, 24 and 21-year-old. So like they dressed up in like slutty cowgirl outfits.
I just had
And
Woody and Toy Story in my head.
well, yeah, I don't think that. So I think they were kind of more like Daisy Duke from Duke's Hazard. So they had a word with them, so I think it might be appropriate to change. And so, oh no, I feel cute and everything. So, and then had the award ceremony, and rather than go to the networking events that was meant to be going to, they went to a bar with some other younger ones. So they weren't actually networking. And then they decided that during the day they were going to go sightseeing. So the woman got to the airport, got on the plane, left. They didn't arrive. She texted them, didn't know that. So when she arrived at the airport, they were texting us like, "Oh, we've missed the plane. What do we do?"
Get
And I said,
another one.
"Well, you rebook another one." And they were creating the older one's mother phoned up the person that left them at the airport, it's like we left on the plane on time, saying, "Oh my gosh, she suffers from anxiety and blah blah." And now she's been called into a meeting on Monday to discuss what's happened, but they don't work for her.
No,
She
and
did
she's
trace
not their
them.
parent.
She sent them like the screenshots of the time that she's tried to text them and phone them because they went at the airport. And
There's no
basically,
case
they've
there.
got two people that are their first jobs, and they've missed a plane because they've been out sightseeing.
Well, if they're
And
24 and 21, they're
and
adults.
she said, "Am I the arsehole for not waiting at the
Nope,
airport
not
for
at
them?"
all.
And I
Nope.
was thinking, like, no, no, no. In fairness, I mean, she thinks she's getting in trouble with her boss
There's
because
nothing there.
because apparently the mother of the older one's been in contact saying you couldn't have left them there. She gets she suffers from
Well, if she
anxiety.
suffered from anxiety, then she'd be doubly aware that she had to be at the airport for that
Yeah,
time.
did she not have a therapy tortoise with her or something?
Well, no, that's just ridiculous. There's no case there. That's just people getting emotionally
But
upset for no
but
reason.
I mean that's the
I'd leave them there. I'm not going to risk me not getting the
no.
plane so
I'm
I
not.
can get home because people
I
don't
want to
want to
get home.
listen.
So it's just like it was a Thursday night. They had to fly out on the Thursday, go to the networking event, do the networking event, and fly back
The
on
world's
the
full of
Friday.
idiots.
And
No
she wants the
chance.
weekend, so she didn't want to. So she left, and it's just like, well, yeah. So yeah. So I think for me that's an analytical thing. So I'm there. I'm not going to be late, so I'm going.
I'm not waiting for them. You know, if they show up at the same time as me getting on the plane, I'll
Uh,
say hello, but
no.
I'm not their boss, but even if I was their boss, I'm not in control of their free time and where they go and what they do.
But the thing is, it brings you on to that expressing emotion. So, oh, she suffers from anxiety. Well, if she suffers so much frigging anxiety, surely she should have been at the
Yeah, well,
airport
so
on
do I,
time.
but that's why I'm at the airport on time because
Yeah,
I'd be much more anxious at the thought of, the plane going without me, and then I've got to get a new ticket and I've got to find somewhere else to stay if I can't get a flight for that day, and I don't want to flare my anxiety because I want to glide.
yeah, gliding.
So
I'm
the way to
gliding.
glide is to just do things that you're meant to
Yeah.
do. No,
So,
I'm not having that. That's
yeah.
made me angry. That.
I don't know how we got onto that subject, but anyway. So, but it's a better expression of emotion than straight men. I think all men. They say all people are different.
Yeah, I don't
I don't think.
care.
I think some people think the stereotype of a gay man is that like, oh darling, oh, like, they're very good at being exuberant and making people feel like putting on a mask, a bit
Yeah, but
feeling.
how are they really?
How are they really? I
Like
mean,
for me, I think it comes down to how much you care about how you're perceived by others. So I could be miles off, but for me, I am emotive
mm,
because I don't care if someone has a problem with it.
mm,
Obviously, like I say, I'm not going to fall to my knees in town and start crying because they've sold out of my favourite drink in the shop. But, if I want to watch DIY SOS Big Build and I cry, I'll cry because I
right.
don't care. If it wants to come out my body, I'll let it come out.
I mean, I'm not holding anything back with regards to crying. It's just that
If it's not there, it's not
Ever
there.
since Bruno found out his father died, that was it. That wrung me out.
I can't believe you've ruined that for people.
That's- Spoilers.
Yeah.
So, dear listeners, should men cry in public, or should they be allowed to? Should be discriminated against? And please follow us and subscribe to find out when we have the other subject. So, do men need therapy? So that's me, Jonathan, signing off.
And Paul signing off.
Bye bye.